All right, gang, today's topic was club selection. I get this all the time when we're on the golf course doing the one-day school. Should I hit a 6 here or a 7? Say, I don't know. How far do you hit a 6 or 7? I don't know. You know, which ball are you using? I don't know. There's a lot that goes into the club selection. One, you got to use the same ball all the time. We've talked about that a million times. Pick a ball and stick with it, because they all go different distances, different heights, different everything. And unlike the old days, when I was a kid growing up, somebody did say, hey, what do you, oh, you hit a 6. Well, everybody's 6-iron was almost the same. It had the same loft, the same length, the same everything. In fact, if you were a kid, you had a set of Sam Snead Blue Ridge. Everybody had the same set. That's all there was. So, but now, you know, Mark's clubs may be longer than Sam's clubs. You know, the lofts on his clubs may be completely different than the lofts on your club. So you got to get out of your mind wondering what the other guy hit. Forget that. And the only way to really determine what you ought to be hitting is by, number one, the same ball. Number two, you've got to take that ball and come out here in the afternoon when there's not a bunch of people on the range and hit some shots with it and go pick them up. And if you have a friend that's willing to stand out there, that's not afraid of getting hit because there's nobody else hitting, you can put some little flags there where the ball lands. He sees where it lands, put the flag there. You hit another one, see where the ball lands, put the flag there. And take some notes and say, okay, ball number 4, I hit it fat. Right. Where is it? You know, ball number 6, I hit it thin. Where is it? And you've got to come up with a number that you say, you know, most of the time, it seems like I average with the 6-iron about 162 out of 10 balls hit. All right? Yeah. If that spread is really wide, if it's all the way from 171 to 153, you say, man, I got a problem. Because I can't swing this golf club about the same speed every time. You've got to get some kind of a tempo. See, I get here and I turn, boom. And I have that tempo, that rhythm, and that balance to where I hit the ball almost that same distance every time. Because if you check it on a meter, let's say it was 92 miles an hour, I'm 92, 91, 92, maybe 93, 92, 91, I'm right on it every time. Now, could I swing at 103? Yeah. But then I might be 92, 103. Yeah. See? You've got to, you know, and more importantly yet, is understanding where the ball lands, not how far it goes. Because when you're landing on that grass, the ball's going to hit and roll. On a green, chances are it might stop. It's a different kind of surface.
Yeah, you want to know the carry.
You want to know the carry. You want to know the carry all the time. Okay, I average 162 on carry with this 6-iron, and then you're looking at a green, and the bunker's 158 to the other side of the bunker. Well, you know, hey, I'm cool. I'm going to be past that bunker, unless I mishit it.
Right, sure.
You know? So choosing what club you're going to choose for each given shot, if you haven't got the information up front, you're just guessing. Well, I think I hit my 7 on 150. And here's the worst part that can happen. I see people how do you say it? They dream about that one great shot. Yeah. Oh, I hit my 7 on 160 the other day, so that's great. But what distance can you hit it almost that same distance every time? Because it's just as bad to be 30 feet to the right of the hole as it is to be 30 feet short. You know, so getting the right distance is just as important as getting the club face square at impact so the stupid ball goes straight.
I got a boss that just under clubs all the time.
Ego!
Oh, I hit my 5-iron 180. Well, you didn't there.
Right.
Oh, I hit a little fat. Well, what's your average? And
exactly.
He won't go to the range and find out. He just believes that he can do it because he did it once.
Exactly. Right. You dream about that one shot, and that ain't going to fly. Now, let's pretend I had all those numbers, and I get on the golf course. I would much rather throttle back than throttle forward. I got to read the defense. That's what I'm going to get better at. You know, say, pretend like you're a quarterback and you get under center, see, like this, and you're reading the defense. What kind of defense they have on? You're reading the defense as the golf course. The golf course is the defensive team. And then you got to look at that shot and say, okay, let me see. How deep is this green? Where is that flagstick? How far is it over that bunker? You know, do I want to clobber my 5-iron to get there, or do I want to ease back on a 4? You know, I generally always back up. I'd rather ease up because I feel like I can make better contact with the ball. That anytime I pressure my swing to have to swing as hard as I can, I'm adding risk. Right? Now, there's times when I will make that decision. Example, wind's behind my back, downwind. I've got 140 yards to the green, which might be my normal, my 8-iron, let's say. I'm going to take my 9-iron and knock the snot out of it. Why? Because if the stick is in the front part of the green and I got to stop that ball, the harder I hit it, the more spin I get. See? So the harder I hit it, the more spin. So I'll take my 9-iron and knock the snot out of it and hit it as high as I can. But I'm doing that only because the defensive team
conditions
put that option on the board. If I'm against the wind, what do? I throttle back. And I take really thin. Of course, this is dangerous. See? I'll hit the ball thin like that into a lot of wind because I don't want any backspin on it. Because the backspin's just going to shoot it up in the air. I don't hit necessarily a punch shot, because when you hit a punch shot, you put a lot of spin on the ball. So the windier it is, the less spin I want, because the wind's going to add spin anyway. You see? So there's a lot to deciding what club you're going to hit where and why. But I'm finding more and more this game is a reflection of how good a decision you make when you're on the golf course. Get your swing halfway going, because as you just talked about with Adam Scott, was there something wrong with his swing? No. Was there something wrong with his putting stroke? I mean, he's been putting like a lunatic. What was it in his mind that made him make the decisions he made under that situation? You might say, okay, choked. Or you might say he got nervous. Well, yeah, maybe. But I think basically, number one, if we went back and could run the tape back, you'd see the first 5, 6 holes, he was leaving putts 3 foot short. He was already gagging.
Yeah, he was trying to play conservative. I've got a lead.
Exactly.
Let me hang on to it.
Like I said, the Cleveland Browns and the Dolphins. Browns were leading 21-3. The Dolphins won 24-21. They went into halftime 21-3. What happened? Is it the same football team? It's a state of mind. It's the way you're thinking. So really pay a lot more attention to what you think before you make a decision. And I'm going to start making a lot more tapes on that. Say, okay, here's the situation. What are you thinking? What's going through your mind? Because how you conduct yourself and how you manage yourself has a lot to do. You know, you got a 5-stroke lead going into the British Open. Let's get a 10-stroke lead. Why not go with that attitude? Why go with the attitude that, hey, let me just play safe and make a bunch of pars, and I'm not going to take any chances? You see what that got you? Yeah. All right? Okay, let's hit some balls, and let's see if we can get some rhythm to where the ball's going almost the same distance. We're hitting range balls, so they don't count, but almost the same distance every time. Good balance, good tempo, good rhythm.